welcome to my channel. Back again after being away for a few weeks. I've been writing another book about the Sympathy Line, and if you didn't get my previous one, that's ready at Amazon as well. It's over 300 pages there with some pictures, black and white. It's everything you want to know about palmistry and hand reading. And you can get that from my website too if you want a PDF version. Anyway, I just wanted to show off my new webcam because it's full HD. Let's hope it works. And this video right now I'm doing is about some unusual lines and the Suwon Crease. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for subscribing. Bye. Here we are again with another example reading. I have these two pictures of a female, age 42, and she would like to know about her unusual lines. And the first thing I noticed, though, just how long her fingers and hands look. She has very long fingers, and that gives me the impression that she has a good eye for detail, and that she might be a little bit fussy, but she's watchful and careful, and it shows a little bit more patience than somebody who has shorter fingers. And I also see these kind of hands, and to me they look like they belong to somebody who's quite beautiful in their appearance, and they like to take care of their appearance. But we're mainly going to be talking about the lines because there are some unusual lines that you might want to learn about. And we shall start with her left hand, I think. Let's go and have a look. We're starting. Yes, we're starting with the left hand. Right, so this is a variation of a Sympathy Line. It is called a Suwon Crease because there is a headline here, and the line is up high where the heart line should be, and it goes all the way across to the other side. There is also what appears to be a branch which looks like a normal part of the heart line that goes to the index. Now, with the Suwon, they often have a similar personality traits as those with the Sympathy Line, where they might be very intense in certain parts of their nature. Sometimes they can be very cold and, like, as in reluctant to show the emotions, or they can be very intense. They're usually very passionate about what they do once they find something what they do. And almost every Suwon Crease owner that I've known are a workaholic. They're very intellectual, they are perfectionists and ambitious. So this branch line to the index is also accentuating that passionate nature. Now, what's so unusual too about this hand is the way that the lifeline changes. So the lifeline starts and then stops over here, and then there's a fork at the start of the second part of the lifeline, and the lifeline continues over here. So there has been a big shift in this life where it was going in one direction and then it changed. Now, she did confirm to me that she did have a near-death experience at age 23. Now, we'll mark that on the lifeline. Usually 15 is about here, 21 is about here. Therefore, around about that age, this it's showing that change in the lifeline. So it also is marked on the lifeline where she had the near-death experience. She has a dot. It's like a bruise dot. It's not a mole. It's like a bruise dot, exactly where a stress line crosses. There's a stress line, crosses the lifeline and the headline and the dot. And that is more than likely the exact time when she had this near-death experience. And timing on the second part of the lifeline is perfectly around that age. I think it was around about 23. Soon after, she has another dot. Goes along the lifeline, there's another dot, exactly the same. And there's a stress line reaching all the way to the dot. And this is around about it looks like about 5 years later, so she may have been about 28, and she did have a loss of a family member around about that time. So it has marked as a dot on the lifeline. Up above here we have partial girdle of Venus. Then we have a couple of fate lines, so that she will most likely be very busy until old age. I think she probably is a workaholic due to those lines that rise all the way up to the middle finger. So I'm just drawing the fate line here, and she has one that originates from the Mount of Moon. She has many travel lines. These are the lines up here on the side. Many travel lines. So she has confirmed that she has traveled extensively. And we shall go on to the right hand, and we shall see what is there. In the right hand, she has also got that very long heart line that goes all the way to the other side, the Suwon Crease with the exact same branch to index, giving that passionate nature. And she has also the partial girdle of Venus lines. She has lines from the to the Saturn finger. She has several fate lines. She's got a fate line that rises from the lifeline. It continues again from the headline, so she might have had a change in the direction in her life around about maybe 28. And the headline is independent of the lifeline, and it kind of just floats. This is a headline which kind of like just floats below the Suwon Crease, but the Suwon Crease is also separated from the lifeline, so that tells me that she is very independent woman. She has a line of achievement, which I am going to draw in purple here, line of achievement up here. And she has the travel line, which does indicate her either love of travel or somebody who does travel a lot. Now, what she had on the left hand was those dots on the lifeline. She also has them on the right hand. Once again, the stress line goes to the lifeline with the dot. few years later, about 5 years later, there's another stress line and there's another dot. And that would be those times when she had the near death and the loss of the family member. Next, the lifeline does have a fork at the end. So she's 42 now. There's a fork always shows a change. So there is a change coming for her. I would be timing that. Let's count from 40 here. 45, 50, probably 52, 53. She has another decision, another change. She might be making a big decision, possibly a move. Now, I want to mention her escape lines. Now, she has so many lines that it can get a little bit confusing, but I'll just tell you that all of these blue lines are just normal day-to-day worry lines. Most people have these lines. They're just worry lines. They're nothing to worry about. But there's one particular one, I'll get some yellow, that stands out, is this line. Slightly curves and rises up here and then continues again there. That is called the escape line. The old name was the girdle of, not girdle of Venus, sorry, Via Lascivia. But this escape line depicts somebody who does like to get away from time to time from the hustle and bustle. And her having the water hand, I'm not sure if she's creative, but sometimes people with this escape line like to escape into their creativity or just get away from the place in general. So up here we have an extra line, which to me looks like a remnant of another broken parts of the headline. Because there's no proper headline, it's like she has several remnant headlines, and that is just the extra line that's formed from the broken up old headline. And she does have a line that reaches all the way to, from the beginning, it reaches all the way to the heart line, and that points to an early age of possibly some sort of an emotional situation. And so stress lines, whenever they reach all the way to the head or the heart line, shows either the mental was affected or the emotional side was affected by that worry or stress. And this line that she has up here is the line of Mercury. That one is the health line, and it looks quite healthy. She just has one line instead of lots of lines. And she does have a marriage line a little bit higher than normal. She's not married, but most people, even if they're not married, they still get the marriage line, and hers does sit a little higher than normal. So if she was to go into a relationship, it's indicating a one after her 40s. What else? Sympathy line. She does have this up the top on the Jupiter mount. There's a partial ring of Solomon, and that is what's called a sympathy line. Yes, and that means just that, somebody who has empathy and sympathy. So there you go. All of those lines, I hope that they make sense to you, and I hope that you've enjoyed that video, and I look forward to doing another lesson soon. Let me know if you are wanting to learn anything specific, and I'll see if I can do a video on it. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you later.